And we are.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome, Team Elevation Rockstars. What's happening this
Monday morning, new week, new set of days.
It isn't, gosh, I feel like I lost a whole week being gone. I really missed you guys.
That's what happens when you go on vacation.
It was okay to reset and spend time with the family. So
yeah, you need it.
Yep. Yeah. Everybody's got to do that every now and then, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So today, our goal is 15 minutes. Good morning, Delon. And so today is what? It is Activity Monday, when we set our activities. And I changed this up a little bit, and I'm going to put it on the team page. And so I'm going to put it on the team page, and I'm going to put it because I changed what it says on there. It says how many people were added to your contact list, how many new prospects are you sharing on your VBO page and videos with, okay? How many people are you sharing your CBD sample app with?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah. How many people are you going to share your opportunity with this week? And how many new invites are you going to send out this week? Hey, and the invite is, hey, are you open to taking a look at what I'm doing? And so, hey, Kyle, hey, Sabrina, hey, Laurie. So, what do you think?
I love it. I'm glad you added the CBD sample app, because that will make it in front of us to remember to be putting that out there.
Yeah. And so here's the deal with the activity list, okay? I can tell you that me personally, if I don't do this and keep it in front of me, I'll get way off. Well,
yeah,
I'll just forget where I am, and I say that, I don't mean like I'm lost in what city I'm in, but I mean, as far as the day can slip, I'll look up and it'll be 7 o'clock at night, and I'll go, I have not shared with anybody today.
And it might even be a good idea to take this is a weekly report card. Yeah. So you look at your goals and make yourself a daily list, because it's so easy for life to get in the way and things to get in the way. And then you get to the report card day and you're like, oh.
What we could do with this is we could, have your goal for the week right over here. And then have, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then a total at the end, have 7 days on there. And that way you can kind of keep up. I like that idea.
Only because, sometimes in what you're doing in your mind is a whole lot different than what you're doing for real.
Yep.
And there's something about seeing it on paper that kind of drives home. It also can enlighten you to some patterns that are going on. Like maybe it's typical that on Thursday you always have zeros. Why is that? What's going on Thursday? Maybe Thursday needs to be a day that you set aside for personal whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not a work day for you for whatever reason. So I think that's a good idea.
Breaking it down into smaller pieces is always great. It's always more effective.
Yeah.
Then you think, okay, so what am I going to do today? And then it's like you guys have all said, if this is where you want to be, you kind of work backwards. If you want to reach out to, if you want to add 100 people to your contact list, okay, divide 100 by 7 or 6 or whatever, however many days of the week you want to do it. Then it makes it more likely to achieve.
Right. That's right. I know when I try not to work on Sundays. That's just, and I know when I was working and volunteering at the church when I was living in Charlotte, we were there Saturday night for the worship service, and then Sunday there were 3 services. And so you didn't have to do, you got every other Saturday off or whatever, and then you didn't have to do all 3 on Sundays. But I say that because, with Sunday and family and church, I would know that, like you said, Lisa, I'm going to divide this by 6 or by 5 or, whatever needs to happen. But consistency is so important in this business. You know, consistency. You got to be there. You got to show up, you know, every day. You know, I was, so I like what y'all are saying on this. So what I'll do is I'll adjust that. But today, by the way, for those of you who don't know, this book is Being a Leader by Ryan Daly. And today is Ryan Daly's birthday. Ooh.
He's so young. Oh my God.
I don't know how old he is, but he's younger than we are, or I am. Say that.
He's younger than me.
So
Amazing.
anyway, I'm gonna probably put a quote or so, you know, out there and say happy birthday. So if y'all want to jump on that bandwagon, that's great. But as I was looking at his book this morning, you know, being a leader, it talked about, you know, a couple of things is it talked about consistency. You know, it talked about showing up and being consistent. And the chapter I was reading was about duplication. You know, duplication, and it because you want your team to duplicate what you're doing, and so you have to keep it simple. You know, like we say, we're gonna change this now, and it's gonna have 7 days, and you fill it out. Here's what I recommend you do with this report card. Okay, is I recommend you print it off and just stick it. Maybe stick it by your bed. And I don't mean stick it like
That's where I immediately went. I was like, huh, okay.
But you can stick it in your bathroom, by your mirror. You can put it by your bed. So when you go to lay down by your nightstand, you can lay it there if you want. If you know, some of y'all, I mean, I can just imagine what Lisa Hatch is. I'm sure that according to what when you see her shop and then you see her show up here, I'm sure that everything has a certain place in her bedroom, in the walls. So I can imagine her taking a piece of Scotch tape and taping this to anything. I can't imagine it. But, you know, but hey, maybe she'll lay it on the nightstand, or maybe that's not where she needs to see it, you know. But for me, I'm going to put it right here above my desk area where I work, so that if you just see it, it'll make you think.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to change it. I mean, you can update it however you want to. You know, it's up to you.
I just wanted to clarify something. You know, when you had the book and you're talking about being a leader, for those of you who might be listening in that are new, and maybe you don't have team members yet, but you can still act as a leader. Like, you're still a leader, because you're going to attract what you are. You're going to attract, you know, however you are behaving, that is what you're going to attract. So
True.
Even though we say, like, as a leader or be a leader or whatever, that just means that is sort of a mentality that you would embrace, and the way that you conduct yourself, so that you
That's so spot on, because if you say, you know, because we're always saying, you know, hey, if I can just find a couple of more Denise Longtons, you know, well, is that person going to be attracted to me? Am I the type of leader that person would want to follow? Am I persistent? Am I consistent? Do I follow through with what I say? Am I out there every day? And there was a statement, and I don't know who made this quote. Maybe we can find out. But the quote is, leader of one, leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't lead any.
Yeah.
And what that means is if you can't hold yourself accountable, if you can't set the goals in place for you and you don't stay with it, if you can't lead yourself, you can't lead a team. You can't lead an army, you know.
Yeah.
And so I had a friend of mine, and I know you two ladies had guys in the military, and, you know, Mike, I can imagine Mike being a leader. I can imagine following him, you know. Why? Because, you know, when he picked me up, he was on his time, and he said, "This is what we're doing, and this is what we're doing." He had his stuff in his truck where he wanted it, and he was like, "Oh, this is what we're doing. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing." And I'm like, "Cool." I just showed up and got in this guy's. Now he learns that from the military. You know, when they get you in boot camp, they teach you that every morning your foot locker is spotless, and everything has a place, and your bed is made and it's creased every morning, and your clothes are hung in your thing exactly the way they're supposed to be. You know, and I don't know what they're supposed to be, but I know that they have, you know, they'll open your foot locker or your thing where your uniforms are hanging, and if this one's out of place, they'll rip them all out and throw them on the ground. Now, you say, well, that's awful tough, but why do they do that? Well, they do that because they're looking for leaders.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for those who can do it every single day. Because listen, when you put me out there in Iraq, Iran, wherever, and I've got to follow somebody, I want to follow that person that I have no doubt that when we bark out on or head out on our mission today, that they've done, it's done. It's right. They know what's going on, And it's the same thing here. Leader of one, leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't lead any. So we need to figure out who said that. I like that quote.
That's a good one. And, on those that are on watching that maybe have never been part of a direct selling company or network marketing company, or that have been, with Touchstone, I have 2 or 3 people on my team that have said, I've done so many other businesses before and I've never had a team. And this is the first company that I've ever had a team, simply by sharing. And now I don't know what to do. So I think if you're sitting there brand new and you're like, well, I don't know if this really works, or I don't have a team. You will have a team, because you're just going to share. And as far as what to do, that's why we're here, to really lead by example.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, and those of us that have had the pleasure in person, there's an exercise he does when you are when you're talking about building your team. You're looking for people that have integrity. You're looking for people that are honest. You're looking for people that are hardworking. You're looking for people that are goal-oriented. All those qualities that you're looking for, you want to make sure you have also those qualities. Mm-hmm. So make your list of what you're looking for, and be those. Those characteristics. Be those characteristics and those qualities, and live it authentically.
Yeah, because that's so true, Lisa. I mean, if you want to lead a team, then lead yourself. Practice leading yourself. Practice holding yourself accountable. Practice saying, okay, this is what I'm doing this week. And come hell or high water, a couple of people said to me, you're crazy you were sick last night, you were doing a video. Well, I'm sorry. I just made a commitment and that I was going to do a video that day. And I was going to do it 14-day challenge, and I'm going to do a video every day. And so, I was telling them earlier when I woke up, it was like 10:50 or something, 10:55. I was thinking it was like 3 a.m. or so. And I'm like, okay, so if it's not past 3, I can get away with saying I'm on the West Coast, And so I looked at my clock and I'm like, oh, I got time. So that's not a robe. That's a blanket that I put on. I came in here with my cell phone. I didn't set up anything. And I'm like, hey, here I am, and it's going to suck, and I'm in a blanket, and I think I had something on the side of my head. Somebody said, maybe it was, I don't want to say what it might have been, but I mean, it's, and so it's just a matter of saying, that's why it's so important to do your weekly activities. Nobody sees them but you, unless you've got an accountability partner, which I highly recommend that you find a mentor, a coach, and an accountability partner. I highly recommend that. I have 3 that I work with, 3. And, and one of the first, I'll never forget when I first started working with Eddie. Y'all know how Eddie is. He's just the nicest guy. He's got such a big heart. He's always real kind. And so we're working together, and I say, Eddie, listen, I came from an environment where we called it full disclosure, bad news first, no surprises. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen, because you'll never survive here, because we're going to give you open and honest feedback. We're going to tell you exactly what you're doing right, exactly what we're doing wrong, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. And I said, so I want you to know that I believe that feedback is the breakfast of champions. That's kind of the leader of one, leader of many. If you can't handle feedback, if you can't handle somebody being honest with you and telling you like it is, put your big girl panties on. Let's go. Suck it up, Buttercup. My dad used to say it all the time. Suck it up, Buttercup. Let's go. No, we don't have time in this life for whining. And so but I had to remind him of that, because he's not used to working with people like that. And I'd say, hey, I got thick skin. I want to know the truth. You see, if I'm working with a mentor and a coach or an accountability partner, I want them to tell me the truth, because blowing sunshine up my skirt does not help me. Mm-hmm. And all these sayings or whatever they are, cliches or whatever.
Men to that, 1427.
So we are rocking and rolling. And look, so I just I did this here. I started adding the extra days, and so I'm going to get those added and get those posted today. And safe travels to you, Lisa Peterson, as you head back to California.
Yep, I'll be
Well-
happy to get. I mean, this has been beautiful, but I'm happy to get home and back on track.
Just letting you know that I saw the cabin, the Big Bear house y'all have for sale, and that's where I'd be full time. I'm just going to tell you, I'd be like,
Honey.
Tom, you can stay down here in this if you want to, but I'm up there. This is where you'll
Yeah.
find me.
It's all right. There's no business building up there. It's a beautiful home, but it's just not. I'll tell you what, I got on the lake for the first time here. It wasn't this lake. And I told Denise this. I got out on the boat and I just got emotional. And I was like, this is where we're supposed to be. So hopefully it will all fall into place.
Safe travels. Let's have an amazing week. I'm going to get this tracker put out to everybody. So we're going to start, you can update your tracker every day. Let's make it happen.
Okay.
Appreciate you. All of
Okay,
you.
and Rebecca says, I need to improve on consistency. Rebecca, we all do. We're all always learning. We're all always growing. That's why we have to listen to feedback. So we're all trying to improve all the time on ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So,
Story.
And I love it. She said, I've done this, and maybe even a couple of illegal things.
Yeah.
And so here's the deal, Rebecca. I encourage you to get a coach, a mentor, and accountability partner. And so find out who that is. Maybe it's one of these ladies on the call. Maybe it's you've already got one. Maybe it's I'm trying to think where you are. I think you're down the line of Jana and Delon. So whatever it is, you need to find an accountability coach. And don't wait, for those of you out there watching this, don't wait for them to say, now, Denise, how would you like me to coach you? And what would you like me to say when you get off track? If you're serious about this business, if you're committed, you're not interested. If you're committed, as Les Brown says, if you're hungry and you want to make it happen, I'm not going to wait for Denise to ask me that question. I'm going to say, Denise, here it is, girl. We're in this thing together. And if I get off track, out of line, I want you on my butt. I want you to tell me. When I make a commitment to do something, I want you to hold me accountable. No sugarcoating it, girl, because we got to go. I want to be successful. So find that person and whoever that might be. And let's make it happen. Have a great week.
have a great
Later.
week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Later, Gator.